Hi everybody, so I want to show you these. These are called ribbon crimps or ribbon clamps. I've got 360 of them because I couldn't buy any less. I paid a tenner for them. And what they are these tiny little things that are 25mm long with some serrated teeth in the edge. Okay, what I also want to show you is this stuff. This is just uncoated carbon fibre. It's 25mm broad. You can buy this stuff in a huge variety. You can get it as single threads, you can get it as rope, you can get it as tape like this, going down to like 1 centimetre up to, oh I don't know, 100, 200 centimetres, and of course you can buy great big sheets of this stuff. So this comes in an amazing array of sizes, and what it's good for is heating elements. It's absolutely brilliant for heating elements that can obviously fold, and so it has a ton of uses. How do we turn this into a heating element? Well, you get a ribbon clamp, you fold it over and you put the ribbon clamp on and then press it down with a pair of pliers. Okay, these little connectors, they come with a tiny bump at the end, which is a hole meant for a chain, but it'll take a twisted wire, you can solder to it, you can clamp to it, anything you want. And in a previous video I said, well, hey, if we finish now, let's just put some power in it, and I never even thought about it. But somebody posted a comment saying, that's great, Rob, but how do you put power into it? And I thought, well, there you go. There's the dangers of assumptions. I'm so used to this, I don't even think twice about it. The way you put power into it is you attach a wire. That's it, you can clip it on, you can twist it on, you can solder it on, wire to each end, and then of course your wire goes straight to your power supply. Now I'm using a lab power supply, but you can just clip it onto something like that. One wire on the positive, one wire on the negative, and bingo, you've put power to it. Now we're only going to put 9 volts through this thing, so we put 9 volts on there. There we go, 9 volts. It's drawing 1.1 milliamps, and because it's 9 volts, there's no harm at all in me touching that. So I'm touching it now, and I can actually feel it warming up. You get about 26, 27 degrees centigrade out of that, which is pretty cool for 9 volts. Now something like that with that power draw, this is going to last about 15 minutes or so. But 9 volts just gets you that really gentle temperature. We can bang that up onto any voltage we want until we start drawing enough amps that it's going to blow up. Okay, I've got that on 18 volts. It's now drawing 2.63 amps. Oh, that's actually super warm. That's nice, actually. It's actually 41 degrees, so that's pretty toasty. The reason I did it at 18 volts, because of course these are really available, and that's 18 volts. That's actually about a 1.5 amp hour, so that draw is going to last about 40 minutes or so, and of course that can just go in your pocket and you can recharge it. So there's a whole load of ways you can actually attach a battery. Incidentally, on this one, that's the plus, that's the minus, the 2 middle ones are control. You just clip onto the plus and minus with that. Okay, you've got to admit, that was super simple, and to my mind, super cool. And you might ask, well, what are you going to do with something like that? Well, what can't you do with it? I mean, one thing you could do is stitch it into your clothing. Any piece of clothing, and you're going to be able to make yourself a heated jacket, heated socks, heated gloves, heated underwear, heated hats, whatever you wanted. You just stitch a piece of that into the clothing, attach it to that by 2 wires, and you're going to have a nice piece of heated clothing. You could even just stuff that in your pocket and have a pocket warmer. You could twirl it around your hands and have a hand warmer. There's a load of things you can do with it. Now, if it's like that and you stitch it in your clothes, it's no issue at all. If you're trying to twirl that around your hands, of course, you might do that with it, in which case you're going to short it. That's dead simple, because all you do is put a bit of sellotape on it. This is 25mm sellotape. It's good to about 120 degrees centigrade or so. You don't want to be going more than that, particularly if you make your own underwear out of it. So you put a bit of sellotape on it, either side. There we go. We now have a heating element that can't short, because it's plastic to plastic, that's good to 120 degrees centigrade. I mean, you know, you saw me touch it at 18 volts. 18 volts is no worry, it's the heat more than anything. But there we go, that's now won't short. Of course, you want to take that up to higher temperatures, you could use this stuff capped on, and that's good to 400 degrees centigrade. Quite possibly the simplest heating element you can get. Good for a whole range of temperatures. If you use that 400 degrees centigrade, you can do it in bare if you want, and it's still going to be pretty good. If you're going to wrap it up and hold it, then that's going to be great for stopping it shorting. You don't need to worry about touching it, as 18 volts is going to do nothing. It's just if it shorts, then it'll have a much lower resistance and get really hot there. You don't know how much, so you just want to make sure it doesn't do that. And you can do that with a strip of sellotape, as long as you don't take it more than 100 degrees centigrade. And let's face it, for heated clothing, you certainly don't want to do that. And you can use it in cushions, all kinds of stuff. It's one of the most adaptable little wrinkles that I can think of to help out. And pretty much, if you've got a pair of scissors and a pair of pliers, you're going to be able to make this, and then you string it in anything you want. You might be worried about how I worked all that stuff out. Well, one of the reasons I make these videos is so that I don't have to pile everything into one video, because then each video will be half an hour long, and the first 25 minutes will be saying stuff I've covered before. So there's a link to 2 videos at the end of this video telling you exactly what the relationship between resistance and voltage for amp draw is. Jump over to those 2 videos, check them out. You'll have all the information you need in order to make heaters, including this stupidly simple heater. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I sincerely hope it helps. Let's see if people want to make some clothing or cushions or feet warmers or even underpants out of that. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.